Hi everyone, welcome to this series where we build an open world survival game. So in this tutorial, as you can see, we have the first episode of the environment. As you can see, we made like an environment, and of course the trees are interactable, and also as you can see in the far there is some rocks. So as you can see, we can interact with the items like rocks, trees, and we're gonna add more stuff later. So this is it. So let's get started. So first thing is I'm going to use Gaea for the landscape height map. So download Gaea and then a new project. So first thing, when you want to rotate, hold Alt and then the left click and you can rotate and zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. And you can also use the WASD to navigate forward, backward, and left and right. So first thing here in the graph, I'm going to look for mountain range. And like you can increase the height and the scale. And then here in the seeds, we can play with the seeds. So I think this is good. So I will use this. And from here, I'm gonna look for erosion. And they will increase the duration a little bit. And here from the out, I'm going for rivers. And they will increase the headwaters and the width, the water, the depth. I think I like this. So from here, I'm going to look for adjust node. I'm going to call this landscape. And from this, I'm gonna look for lake. And they will just decrease this to like something like 0.4. This one is good. And here from the rivers, I will get this and combine it. So I will combine it with this one from here. And for this, I'm going to add and then increase the ratio to 1. Another adjust, and I will call this water. And they will right click, manage portals, and I will take the out as a portal. And they will do the same to the landscape here. Manage portals and out. And here from the lake out, I'm going here for snow. And the snow line, I will just increase it. Do something like this. So there is some snow in the top of these mountains and here also. And you can like increase the melt. And they will take the snow out. I will mark this for export, the landscape, and then the water also, mark it for export. And this is it. Or maybe also the snow. So I will rename this snow and I will mark it for export. And from here I will add a new graph and adjust node, manage portals, and input is going to be the landscape. From here I will look for sat map and slope, and let's duplicate this. So this one is going to be like the green stuff where the trees and gonna spawn. So I will go here to the green. So this one, I think this one is pretty good. And I will just drag this like this. So I will keep it just like this from 0 to 0.25. And then for this, it's going to be for the mountains and the stuff. So rock is pretty good. And then I'm going to look for something like this. So I'm just going to drag this like this. So this is fine. And for the slope, we're going to drag this up and then we're just gonna increase this like this. And for the fall off, let's make it like this. So this is good. And for this, we can increase it to 1. And let's drag from this and combine. And we're going to combine it with this from here. And we're gonna take the slope here. But for the ratio, we're going to make it like 1. And here, let's do another adjust. And do set map. And for this one, it's going to take input of water. And the set map, it's going to be blue. And let's look for something like this. So this blue is fine. What we're going to do, we're going to combine this with this over here. And of course, it's going to be same 1. And for the mask, let's manage portals, and the mask, it's going to be water. And the last combine, it's going to be for the snow. So the input second one, it's going to be snow. And the mask, it's going to be snow. And here the ratio is 1. And now we get like the final result of where the snow is gonna be spawned and where the places where the grass and where the water is going to be. So the last adjust, it's going to be, let's rename it something like map colors. Okay. And then we mark it for export. So now here in the build, we're going to make them all PNG 16. So the landscape, the water, the snow, and the map colors. We hit build and then start build. We're just going to give it here a name like heightmaps. So when the build is complete, we can just close Gaea. So after we saved the height maps of Gaea, we can now like come to Unreal Engine and we need to enable some plugins. So Biomes, and we should enable this one, and landmass, and we need to enable landmass and water and this one. And we need to restart. So now when the editor is restarted, so first let's go to the map folders and then create a folder here. Let's call it data, and a folder here called textures. So let's go to here, so Gaea, and builds height maps, and then let's drag this. So the one we export, landscape, map colors, and snow and water, we can just drag them here into the texture folder. Let's close this and let's save them. So we only care about the landscape for now, and we are going to use this later. So here in the maps, we can like create a folder, but easy way is to come over here and new level. We select the basic, create, and then we save it and make sure it's map selected, and let's call it here. Let's call it game world. So we're going to remove this. We go to the landscape mode, and here we import from file, and we're going to use the height map, and we go back here to Gaea, builds, height maps, and we select the landscape. We open, and before like we do anything, we're going here to the scale. Let's do like it was in Gaea 5000, so 5000 multiplied by 100 and divided by the resolution, which is 1024. And for the z-axis, so it was like 2500 multiplied by 100 and divided by the resolution, which is 1024. So this is it, and like now we're ready to import it. So when it's import, you will not see anything here, but we go back to the selection mode, and here in the outliner, look for the landscape, and let's just select here and drag it a little bit higher. So this is the landscape. It's pretty nice. So science now, it's ready. The second thing we do is we use a material for it, for the landscape. And to use the material, I'm not going to make like a material for it, but there is a lot of materials you can use. Like you can go here to fab and look here for auto material. So there is a material here, you can use this one, it's pretty good. It's from Maui United and it's good. So for my tutorial, like I'm going to use this from Unreal Sensei. you can just come to this description and you can just download it. And I highly recommend you to like watch it and see how it's working. So I'm not going to go into how it's gonna work. So I downloaded the material from the video and then I migrated into this project. So you can like look in the video how you migrate the content. So this is the material. I will select it. Go select the landscape, go to the detail, and there here in the material landscape material, I will assign it using this arrow. So the material, it will turn black. That's okay. I will save. Then I will go to the landscape in the paint. And here we need like to click over this to have this like this layers. And then here in the auto material, I will click in this plus. I will save. Go back over here. As you can see, it's still black. So right click, fill layer, and I will just wait for it to end. So when the layer is ready, as you can see over here, so this is the landscape. As you can see, we have the grass here in the ground, and here in the cliffs we have this. So if you have this issue, we can go to the landscape and sculpt, and then we can smooth, and we can smooth like this. If we have some places where this is look weird, so we can like sculpt them to look better. So this is it. And now it's the time to start implementing the spawn for the rocks, trees, and other stuff. But before that, we need like to do one thing, which is we select the landscape here, and here in the detail, we'll look for nanite, or just here, as you can see, enable nanite. Click over here and build data. So we go here to this, and here in the displacement, like if we increase this like to something like 0.05, when we go down to the grass, as you can see, it's not flat. Like it has detail and some like shadows over here, as you can see. So now let's spawn some rocks that we can interact with. And to do that, let's go first here to the content, create a new folder. Let's name it PCG. And here we'll look for biomes. But if this doesn't show up, make sure like you go to the plugins and enable this one, BiomeCore, and restart it if it says restart. So here we make BiomeCore. Let's call it PCG BiomeCore. We need another one, which is Biome Texture. PCG Biome Texture. Let's open the Biome Texture. And here we need to give it the texture, and we need to make this snap to surface. For the texture, let's make a folder here called data textures, and here let's drag like the folders that we have from Gaea. So here in Gaea, builds, and we need only this one, map colors. So this one we need to assign it here. Let's open it, and for this one let's make it no map maps, and for the other things we can leave it as it is. Let's close this. So here in the data, let's make a new folder for rocks and another one like for trees. Here in the rocks we need a data asset, and we need the biome definition template and a biome asset template. Let's make this first. Biome definition template, rocks, and we need another one, and it's template biome asset template, biome asset template, and let's name it rocks. Let's select them both and drag them here to the trees, copy them, and let's rename him here trees, and this one also trees. So we have here in the folder trees, we have these two trees, and in the rocks we have two data assets. So for the definition, if we open it like this, it needs a names. Let's name it rocks, and it needs a biome color. So here in the texture, you need to assign a color where this gonna be spawned. So let's go like here and click over here, and let's give it like a color from here. So if we give it like this blue, it's going to be spawned in this, but let's give it this color here. You can give it any color you want. And for the trees, let's give it a color, and it should be this one next to the this lake here. So let's just give it this color over here. So now what we can do before we do anything to the data asset, this asset template, let's go first here to the PCG, and let's drag this and drag this also here. The first thing is we need this volume here to be covered all the landscape. So let's do that. So for the BiomeCore first, here in the location, let's make it 0, 0, 0. So in the center of the map, and then we select the volume, and let's make it like 2495. I find like this it cover all the landscape. as you can see. And let's select the biome texture, make it 0, and go to the biome texture volume, and let's increase it to match like this. So this is actually the same as this one. Let's duplicate this, or just select it and click Ctrl D multiple times. For the first one, let's add like rocks. This one, let's make it like trees. So for the rocks, let's come here to the definition and select the rocks. For the trees, same thing, trees. So now if we go like here to the biome core, and we come here to the biome core, and we enable the debug, as you can see we have this. This is the places where this is going to be spawned. So this place here it's different from this. It's like a close color, but it's not. As you can see, this is not this is. So this is going to be for like the trees, this one for the rocks. So let's make like the data assets now. First, let's remove the debug, save, and now we need the data assets. Since we have like the static mesh for the rocks, so let's open it. Click over this plus. The most important is the generator, so we select this one. So we need to assign an actor, which is going to be, we see base, this one, from word collectible. This is the base for all the collectible items. So let's call it blueprint collectible rock. Let's open it. Let's assign it first here. So collectible rock, and here in the filter let's make 0.97, and we save it, close it, and now here we focus on this here. So as you remember, tool tag for this actor, it's going to be pickaxe since it's a rock, and this is very important, the word collectible. We need gathering mining for the ability, and for the interaction widget, it's interaction widget, this one. And for the inventory template, we need to give it a rock, and when you destroy this rock, we're gonna give the player 10 rocks. And we need to remove this sphere from here, so I'm going to replace it with a rock, which is this one. Let's save and close. So now all the things set for the rock, we can go here and we select the rock, biome texture rocks, and here in the assets we're going to select rocks. It may get stuck for like a little bit, as you can see. And now if we zoom in like this, we have like rocks in these places. So let's test it first. World settings. For the default gameplay experience, we select open world experience and we save. Right click, play from here. So as you can see, we cannot interact. We still have like the pickaxe here in the inventory. We equip it and now we can interact with the rocks. Let's go to this one here. So it's working expected. Now let's make like the trees. And to make like the trees, we need a tree for it. So here in Fab, so we can add like these trees to the project. So you can download it here from Fab in the engine, but I already downloaded it like in Epic Games. I have it on Epic Games, as you can see here. I will add it to the project. And add it to the project. So I've added to the project. You can add it here or from Epic Games. So I'm going just to duplicate this. And I'm going to call it tree. And I will drag it here to the trees and move it. And they will go here to the trees. So for the asset template, I'm going to select default generator and collectible tree. Save it. I'm gonna do the same here, so 0.97, and here I'm going to open it, drag it over here, open it and fall. So we have the static mesh here, and they will go to the content, block older, geometry, pivot painter, and here I will select one of this. I think this one is pretty good, or this one is pretty good, and they will assign it here. So we see this, as you can see over here, and block all dynamic, and we go back here, same as the one before. For it need axe, not pickaxe. And for this, let's make it like give us apple. We're gonna make the wood later. It's going to give us like 20. Let's compile, save. Let's close it. And we go back here. And now we select the trees, detail, and we add the asset. It's going to be trees. And as you can see, it all spawned in these places. Like if you want like to add the water place, we can add the water. What I can do is save it, And here in the landscape, and here in the layers, this one here, let's audit and save. Go back over here. Just click this arrow and we go like here to this, and we're gonna go like to this Gaea builds height maps. We select water, and that's it. Let's click import. And now, as you can see, all the place where the water gonna be. But as you can see, if we go a little bit higher, it has this repetition. We can remove that. So let's collapse these biomes. So here in the landscape, we go back here to the material. We use the cell bump here, and the repetition is gone. So this is it. And if we want to test like if this is gonna work, let's like play from here, from this place, and we go to the tree. We have the interaction button, but we cannot interact. This is for rocks, not for the trees, so we cannot interact with it. But if we go like here to the system and tools and pickaxe, and here in the data of the pickaxe, we switch it to the axe. So this is not a pickaxe, but it's axe. And now if we go and play from here, and we equip that axe, this is axe, not a pickaxe, we can interact with the tree. But like we need the animation for the tree, and we need the axe, not the pickaxe. We're gonna make this later, but for now it's working, and that's the important thing. So let's close it. Let's bring it back to the pickaxe. But we need like the grass for the ground, and to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going here to the example materials, and I'm going to drag this whole file, this one, into the maps folder here. I will move it, and then so here in the landscape, I will rename this first MF for material function, and select them both and drag them here to the materials. So this is it to the maps here, so it comes over here. So here in the material, landscape grass, and we have these layers over here. We can open it like this, and we add the grass here and vegetation and stuff. So let's do that. Let's add this little one. Save. Make it 0.1 to 1. And save it. So still, as you can see here, there is nothing on the landscape. There is no grass. This is because we need to go to the landscape material, and here in the foliage, let's enable the foliage E. And as you can see, we have all the landscape is filled with this layer. But we don't need this. There's a lot of them. We go back to the E layer here. And let's make it here like 100. Or even like 20. So there is just a few of them. And for the size, let's make it like 0.2 to 0.6 or 1. Let's keep it 1. So just play with these randoms here. So as you can see, now it's a little bit more alive. Let's just drag some grass from fam. So this grass is good. Let's add it to the project. We go back to the layer where it should be. So let's keep grass. The first one, let's add a new one here. So we go here, static mesh, and we drag the static mesh over here. Let's save. And now here, as you can see, we have this grass like this. Let's play from here and see how it's look like. It's not pretty good, as you can see. So we're going to just select this one. Let's scale it a little bit, so like 2. Okay, this one is pretty good. So from 1 to 3. Now it's good, and we don't need like the shadow. So let's play from here and see how it's look like. It's pretty nice. So here in the maps, materials, grass, and here. So this one, we open it, and here, and we enable the nanite and apply the changes. So here it doesn't have like that moving forward and backward issue. So as you can see, but it's a little bit heavy on the PC. And the last thing is, let's add like a lake over here. Not this place, but this place over here. So let's go over here and let's look for a lake. This one. And let's drag it over here. click OK, and we just wait for it to end. So let's drag it like this, drag this like this, and this one like this. Another one over here. And for this, let's now just drag it a little bit higher. As you can see, now we have like a pretty good lake over here. So if we play from here, we have this amazing view like this. And it's not like so this is for this video. See you in the next one.